This video is for Joel Casares, who asked about tying his chopsticks together. So there's a couple ways. One is a static knot. This is a Turk's head that is tied and then glued together. When you need to store your chopsticks, you'll take the knot, slide it on, and you're good to go. Another option is a small loop with a diamond knot tied at the end. I'll take my loop and fold it over the back of my chopsticks, and I want to pay attention to this window I just made. I'll take my diamond knot and pass it right between both sets of strands, and I'll just pull it tight. And I want this to collapse down on itself so it looks just like this. Okay. Now what I'll do is just push the knot over until it tightens down. And now I have a simple way to tie my chopsticks together. So let me show you how I tied these two. Here we're going to tie the diamond knot. Start by placing your cord in your fingers just like this. We're going to take the top strand and pull it to our left. Okay. Now the strand down below, we're going to pinch it and twist as if we're turning off an ignition, and we want it looking like this. The strand is behind. I'll take this loop and I'll place it on top, over to my left. And through this little window, I'm going to pull up and create a new loop. That's where I'm going to take this lower strand. I'm going to place it underneath and then thread it through. Okay. If everything's falling in line, you should have something that looks just like this. Now this is a symmetrical knot, so we're going to do the same thing on both sides. I'll take this strand. You can see that it's curving around and then over. I'm going to follow that curve. And what I want to do is place it behind this post here, is what I'm calling it. And after I go around the post, I'm going to come up through this diamond right here in the middle. Okay? So I'll take the strand, I'll go around the back of the post and up through the diamond in the middle. I'm going to turn it around, do the same exact thing. I'll take this strand, go around the post in the back and up through the middle. Now I just need to take the two of them and pull. Okay. I'll work it back and forth in my fingers. And there we go. And again, when it's time to tie my chopsticks, I'll just go around. I'll tuck my diamond knot through. And then I'll pull it tight so that it spills over, just like that. And then slide it over until it's tight. Now for the Turk's head, I'll take my cord and I'll cut it at an angle. And this is going to happen real fast. I just want enough flame to shape the end. I don't want it so hot and molten that it's going to burn me. I just want barely enough so I can form a little needle point on my cord. Okay, there's my needle point. Here's my other end. I'll take my chopsticks and I'm going to point it down towards me. I'll wrap around, I'll make an X, and then I'll bring it back down, okay? I'll move where I started over to the right, and now I'm gonna bring this up, okay? And you should have something that looks like this. Now my needle point, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna tuck it under the loop on the right. So here we go, tuck it under. There we go. Now I need to take my needle point and I need to go back to the other side. But before I do that, I'm going to take this loop, I'm going to bring it over the top, and I'm going to create a little window. And that's where I'm going to thread my needle point through. Bring this up, tuck it through. Come on, there we go. Okay, we're almost done. Where this strand came out, I'm going to follow it right along with my little needle point. Here we go. Now this is a single strand going all the way around. I want to double it up. So what I'm going to do is along this line, I'm going to chase it. Any place that it dips, I'm going to thread my paracord underneath and it's going to dip along with it. And I'm going to go all the way around until we have a double strand. And this is where a marlin spike comes in real handy. I'm going to chase my cord all the way around. I'll pick up a loop I'll open up a better window and I'll thread this through. There we go. Same thing. Open the loop and thread it through. Now, if you'd like to support my channel, you can pick up one of these marlin spikes at my shop, awesomeforsale.com. There's even an option for Jerry to tie the Turk's head for you. Now, I'm not going to edit this part out. Normally I would, but I want you to see how long it takes to do this Turk's head. Of course, I've done a whole bunch of them. It does take some practice if you haven't done it before. Okay, we know we're done because we've come back to the point where our first strand is sticking out. Let's get this going. There we go. And yes, if you recognize it, this is the same knot that is on my marlin spike. Now, to tension this up, I'm going to go to the back side and I'm just going to pull up on any random loop here. There we go. I pulled out some slack and I'm just going to keep going around. Pull, pull. I'll keep chasing this all the way around until I have a tight knot going around my chopsticks. All right, we're looking pretty good. It's time to trim and glue the ends. I'll just pull some tension on the end of my cord and I'll take the end of my very sharp razor blade and I'll just give it a little cut. We want to try not to cut anything but this little loose strand. I'm trying to be careful not to cut the chopsticks because I had to borrow these chopsticks to make this video and the owner would be very upset if I return them damaged. There we go. Now I'll take my marlin spike and I'll tuck in any loose little pieces back. Now I'm going to carefully slip off my Turk's head knot. Get myself some super glue. And right where the strand is connecting, that's where I'm going to put a little drop of glue. Let's find the other piece. There's the other one right there. And now it's barely visible. Pull the loose little bits down with the tip of my marlin spike. And there it is. I'll slip the knot onto my chopsticks. That looks nice, doesn't it? All right, Joel, I hope this works out for you. Thanks for the comment.